Hey everyone, Paul ISM. Welcome to another inbox review. Today we're going to be reviewing the Italeri 112 Alpha 8C 2300 Roadster. So these kits are a few years old now. I saw the racing version of this kit and thought, wow, that looks really cool. Saw the Roadster, thought, oh, I prefer that more. And I've wanted it for quite a while. Bit dubious of Italeri, kind of once bitten, twice shy, because I've built some of their kits before. They've not been great. With their larger scale kits, they've got a habit of reboxing the likes of Protar and what have you. Some really old kits, and some of them are pretty nasty that Italeri sell in their range. But when I learned it was a new Italeri, I thought, well, is it going to be better than something old and reboxed? Can Italeri make a new kit that's decent out of the box? And I thought, well, let's get one. Let's give it a go and have a look. So I chose the Roadster. Paid about £134 for it online. If you shop around, you get it for a good price. I think Amazon had them for £120. So worthwhile having a look. I've had a very quick look through the box, but we're going to delve through the box, pretend to know what I'm looking at, try and make some funny stuff up along the way, which doesn't always work, and then we'll come back and have some final thoughts and see what we think about it. Hey everyone, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell notifications, get notified of our latest videos, give the video a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and leave a comment. I do read and appreciate every comment you guys and girls leave behind. I may not reply to them all, but they are all appreciated. And there's a link in the description of the video that takes you to a big long list of all handy videos and a lot of the products I use in my videos. You now have the chance to support the video content creation by using Patreon or the PayPal me link in the description down below. All the videos always remain free to watch. This is just your chance to help support the videos. Right then, so this bad boy, 112 Alfa Romeo 8C 2300 Roadster. Like I say, 12 scale. It's a good size kit. Not a bad price. You can pick these up for between £120 £140 depending on where you shop. And from what I've seen so far, it doesn't look like it builds up like too bad a kit. So I fancy one. I looked at the racing one, but I just like the look of the Roadster more with the spare wheel and the twin screens. I just like the look of this more, so I opted for this one. So you get realistic wheels, realistic suspension, highly detailed engine, rubber tyres, a 320 part altogether, 30 chrome parts, which are going to be great fun. You get photo etch, you can open the cowlings, screws, oh my god, there's a lot of screws in here, I've had a quick look through, tubes, leather and nylon net. And then on the side is a bit of info about the car itself. If you want to read that, you can pause and have a little read. I've got my light off in a minute because it was reflecting like God knows what on the box. And then on the other side is pictures of the build car, which looks cool as hell. Not my normal kind of subject, but as soon as I saw this kit released, I was like, wow, that looks awesome. And there's a photo etch and the decal set with it. So I need to move my camera back down, so bear with me. There we are, back in normal position. I had to push it up due to the size of this bad boy. I'm going to pop the light on. Now this was new tooled, I think it was 2018, I forget now. I completely forget when it was done. And as soon as I saw it, I thought, wow, that looks great. But Italeri not got the best track record when it comes to kits, especially for myself. I built some absolute dogs by them. So it's always a little bit off-putting to think, oh, I'd really like that kit. And they've got a habit of reboxing older kits like Protar and the like. So it kind of does make you a little bit standoffish with them. But like I said, I've seen a few people build this, and it didn't look too bad, so I thought, right then, let's get one, and let's have a look. So we're going to go through the sprues. We're not going to hang around forever looking at everything, because there's quite a lot to go through. But we'll have a quick look through. I'm not going to know what anything is, just like normal. So we're going to comment on the quality of the plastic, and the moulding, and the detail, rather than that's the, you know, fifth giggle flange, handle, lever, advancer, stick, because I got no idea what these things are. So we've got some clear parts, which we'll look at in a minute. And then on to what look like some of the main body panels. Now, immediately, the plastic does scream cheap. it doesn't look the best. There's loads of marring on it and marks and what have you. But once you key this for primer, get it primed up, I don't think you'll see any of that. The actual moulding detail on it's got lots of raised rivets, bolt heads and what have you. It's not too bad, but it is definitely soft in places. We've got seams to sort out, which, yeah, only very minor. There's one there, you can see that. Very, very minor stuff. Other than this detail being a bit soft and the plastic looking a bit cheap, it looks alright. It's clean, there's no flash. Not on the part, there's a little bit on the sprues here and there. But on the actual part, it looks pretty clean. Like I say, I think if you go into these kits knowing what they are, it's Italeri. It's not a £250, £300 12 scale Tamiya kit, so it's not going to have that detail. As long as you know going into it, it's going to be a bit soft. The plastic's probably going to be a little bit more brittle. It certainly feels it. I mean, parts like that, they're going to snap in a heartbeat if you're not careful. And there's probably going to be some fit issues. You're going to have to use some of your basic modelling skills here to get this to fit. But it is what it is. It's a 12 scale, large scale kit that looks pretty detailed, comes with a lot of stuff, and it's fairly cheap as well. So take it as it is. Know what you're going into and do the best you can. That's all you can do. But overall, like I say, other than the plastic looking a bit cheap and the details a bit soft in places, overall the moulding looks pretty good there. Not too bad at all. Certainly not going to complain about quality-wise, the actual moulding itself. So hopefully that will all go together okay. So they're the main body panels. In here now we've got engine components, and oh my god, it's a big engine in this thing. It's probably the size of a small house and put out about 25 horsepower, which was probably mind-blowing back in the day. Right then, second load of body panels. We've got all the wheel arches, we've got the headlights, stuff. I've got no idea what it is at all. Let me move the spray out the back. Ooh, what's that? Some sort of material. Cool. And again, same plastic, same kind of, issues that are mentioned on the main parts. They're not really issues. Very cleanly, crisply moulded though. It's not too bad. A few wisps of flash here and there. The detail's a little bit soft in places again, but overall I don't think that's going to be too bad. I will say though, a lot of the parts look very, very brittle. You're going to have to be especially careful with things like that. They're going to snap just by looking at them. So you really need to pay attention when you're cleaning these parts up. Just be gentle with them. And probably cutting them off the sprues as well. Be very, very gentle. Make sure you've got a good pair of side cutters and really take your time doing this. But again, it's crisply moulded. It does have a very strange smell to plastic as well. No idea what that is. But yeah, looks alright. Nothing to write home about. It's just plastic body parts that look okay to me. Now, we do have like a slither of cloth. So I'm assuming that's the tie downs for the engine bay. I don't know. We'll have a look at it a bit. We'll put it to one side over there. We'll have a look at that later on. Got the clear parts there still to look at, and then there's the engine. Huge, huge engine. Now, these probably weren't the most detailed engines back in the day, so I can't judge it on that just yet. Bit of detail on it, a bit of surface detail. Not too bad. I've seen worse. The exhaust manifolds or headers. This looks like the sump. Got radiator. The main engine block. It's there. It looks like it's got a bit of detail. There's some nice raised and recessed detail there. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. It's certainly a big old beast. That's going to look quite impressive. Once you get all your primer done, get it all cleaned up, get some metal on there, metal paint, and weather it, bit of wash and what have you. Whether you can super detail it, I don't know. I've seen people add different HT leads, different colour ones to it than what are supplied with the kit. I can't remember what's with the kit, and I'll have to have a look at it a bit. Other than that, I don't know what else is different. We're going to have to look at the engine and research it when we build this and see if any added detail can be actually added. But like I say, overall, part of there, it's a bit soft. That's it. I think that's going to be the whole thing with this kit. It's going to have soft detail, so where you would like to see the crispness, because it's a slightly cheaper kit, you're going to lose out on some of that Christmas. But like I say, that's going to be the whole kind of theme for this kit. So as long as you expect that, you're not going to be disappointed. But those parts look really good. It's going to make quite a nice detailed engine by the looks of it. Right, clear parts. Let's get this out of the way, because if anything's going to make or break a kit, it's these, as I found out recently with some of the Fujimis. So straight away, we've got scratches on the plastic, not the end of the world. But there is a mark on the glass on the top screen, which you're not really going to see unless I zoom right in. So right in the middle of that one. Yeah, you can't even see it. But you can see there the quality of the plastic. It's not the best. You can see the kind of marring imperfections in it. But when you look at it, and if you look at my cutting sheet behind, there's the scratch here. You can see it now. There it is. See it right in the middle? Little tiny scratch. Bit of a shame, but one of those. Whether it's a surface scratch or it's an imperfection in the plastic. It's an imperfection in the plastic, so there's not much you can do about that one. But yeah, optical clarity, not the greatest, but it'll certainly be adequate. And to be fair, back in the day, would this glass have been absolutely crystal clear on a car of this age? More than likely not 1930s, 90 odd years ago. More than likely not. Headlights look good. What else have we got? We've got tail lights on this thing, I'm guessing so. So, not bad, really, honestly. Apart from the little mark, I'd be more worried about the mark than the quality of this. It doesn't look that bad. Now, huge oversized bag. Like, hey, Pedro. Oh, I'd be called Pedro in Italian. Yeah, we needed smaller bags. Yeah, screw it, throw in the big one. Chrome. Wow, okay. Now, I've not looked at the chrome at all. Not in one bit at all. And I tell you what, that's not bad. That's actually pretty decent. It's not high chrome like Revel does that can look a bit OTT. It's kind of like got that kind of brushed texture to it, if that makes sense. That's actually really good. Of course, as always, where should we put the sprue locator points? Should we put them on the back where no one can see them? Nah, stick them on the side. So all these parts here on the knock-ons, you're going to see all that. It's a real shame. Just a little bit of forethought. Put the sprue locator point at the back. So yeah, anything that's got a locator point, literally all these parts, hose connections, they're all going to need rechroming. The screen, because nothing's going to match that perfectly. Which, that's such a shame. I think with the engine cam rocker covers, no, even that, going to get right in there. What an absolute shame. Why? Why do that? Yeah, so really nice chrome. I would have quite happily left that be, and all the sprue locator points are all highly visible, and it just ruins it. So I'd give that 8 out of 10 for the chrome, maybe even 9 out of 10 in the chrome, but you're still going to have to redo it because you're going to see all those connector points when you cut them off. And you can try a Molotow. Because it's not a high sheen chrome, you might get away with it. I don't know. Should we try it while we're here? I've got a Molotow pen here somewhere. Is that the big one? No, it's a little one. Let's have a little look. Should we try it and have a looky? See, what we'll do is we'll whip a bit of the chrome off the side. So I've taken that off. See the white there where we cut it? Let's give it a little try and see what it does. So yeah, what an absolute shame to do that. It really does kind of baffle me to make that is really good chrome and then to ruin it like that. If you've got these Molotow pens, if you don't use them for a while, make sure you pull it through. Yeah, you're going to waste a bit of the chrome, but trust me, the chrome will be better quality when it comes out like that. Right, so can you zoom out a touch? So it's right there. You can see it. I'm just gonna. Oh, do you know what? We might get away with that. You can see it. Well, that's dry. We'll come back to that in the end of the review. Remind me. Shout at me. Look at the chrome. I'll put it there. But, yeah, I think you're going to be better rechroming it, which is a real shame. But, hey, what can you do? A bit silly, really. But, yeah, I guess putting the screw point on the back of these parts will cost a bit more, which is why some of the cheaper companies do it. But it is a real shame to do so. Oh, we've got some mesh, which is just floating around the bag. We've got decals. Let's get those over there with that mesh and that cloth as well. So we've got more red parts. So we've got the frame, so you can see the size of this thing. The actual frame for it's a foot long. So it's going to be an impressive looking model. Again, it's that same cheapy looking red plastic. Now I was having a discussion today, and I said red molded styrene can often look cheap because I've got a Fujimi kit in 16 scale and one in red, molded in red, and one in white, and it's the same car technically. And the white one looks totally different to the red. It looks like such high quality plastic. So I think just the red styrene doesn't come across great. So it could be that, but it just doesn't inspire like, wow, look at that. But it's clean. It's really clean molded. But again, all these parts here and this, they are like super flexible. You can not only carefully clean them up, but just cut them off the sprues. Really take your time because they are going to break if you're not careful. But I guess things like this you can replace with metal rod. I don't know what colours is going to be in the end. But again, all clean. No issues there. Giant sprue, like a 40mm long sprue. Got differential. There's just all sorts of stuff on there, but that's going to need some very careful handling. That one, as you are going to break stuff. We've got the floor pan of the cabin. We've got one giant 4-spoke steering wheel. One giant leap for mankind. What the hell is that thing? No idea. We'll find out in the instructions. Is it exhaust? No. Distributor cap. Stuff. A thing. Another thing. Instrument panel. I know what that was. See? Look at that skill. Again, plastic. Very reminiscent of the Fujimi plastic. That's, yeah, quite brittle. But overall, yeah, details there. It's not too bad. It's for an Italeri kit. It's very, very crisply molded. I'll give it that. When I say crisp, I know the detail's soft in places, but all the defined edges are quite good. The actual molded edges, it's things like the rivets and crosshatch sections there. They're just a little bit soft in their molding, but the actual molding itself is quite crisp. It's actually not bad at all. So yeah, a bit of black plastic there. Another 3 sprues in here. We've got some wheels. So we've got 1, 2, 3 sprues that look identical. G. So there's 3 of them the same. So 3 of these are all the same. Now, you could respoke these. To be honest though, they don't look bad to me, to be fair. Remove those. They don't look too bad. The scale of the car, looking at the picture on the box and the picture on the instruction book, they don't look too bad. Could you respoke them? Yes. Would there be a nightmare? Yes. Will I be doing it? No. So yeah, I think they look alright. Yeah, not too bad. So we've got 5 rims. So they give us 3 sprues. Okay, I can see what they've done. There's 2 wheels per sprue. Is that how it works? Trying to look at the pictures, trying to figure it out. Yes, it must be. So I think they'll be alright. Yeah, I think they'll be good. Again, really nicely crispy molded. If there's going to be any flash on this, it'd be on the spokes. Got the tyre valve there as well. No, not even a hint of flash anywhere. So very, very nice. Spot on. So you get 3 of those to make 6 wheels. Well, you need 5 really, don't you? Then we've got 2 identical sprues for taking it. These are engine components. We've got some leaf springs, front and rear. We've got I'm guessing brake drums. And then the rest of it must be suspension components. They are suspension components. I'm gonna guess this has got some sort of like torsion bar kind of setup on it. I'm looking at the pictures. But lots of small little parts. Again, detail is soft. Even on this one, it's not as crisp as the others. But the detail is pretty soft. But even like the likes of the leaf springs, they're going to hold a wash once they're painted up. They're going to look okay. Cleanup's not going to be too bad. I'm going to imagine this is pretty... Yeah, it's not that soft a plastic, I was going to say. But you got lots of little parts. You have to be careful you don't lose when you cut them off. But again, overall, other than a little bit soft, looks good to me. Just got that picture of, yeah, it looks good to me. Tyres. So 5, won't bother looking at them all. They have the size on them. No manufacturer. Have a smell. You've got to smell them, haven't you? Tread's good on them. Got a visible seam through the centre, which is quite easily sorted out. And again, not bad. Big old wheels, 19-inch by the look of it. That must have been a bit of a baller back in the day, a bit of a gangster. Joking, by the way. So yeah, they're not bad. But once you get that seam dealt with, it's pretty easy with a sander or a de-seaming tool. They'll be good. So like I say, 5 of those in there. I think these are the last. Oh, I've got that bit in there, and I forgot about that. In that bag, nothing. We've got a whole bag of bits. Now, I said there were screws in this before, and oh my god, are there screws in this. We're not going to open the screws up, because I'll end up losing them, but there's a bag of long screws, some brass nuts. Got like set screws, machine screws in there. There's all sorts of stuff in there. Then you've got this one as well, with lots and lots of screws as well. Where on earth these all go, I don't know. I guess we're going to find out in a minute through the instructions. We'll then got some, wow, actually very, very nice supple hose. It almost feels like silicone. Wow, it's actually really nice quality there. So yeah, we've got some nice hose in there as well. Then we've got some more rubber feeling hoses, probably for the HT leads. Again, nice. And some copper wire as well. So that will be for form and shape. So not a bad little bag of goodies there. Lots of screws, like I say. So quite what will be screwed together on this and what won't, I do not know. Photo item, I'm not going to open this, purely and simply I don't want to lose it. But we've got what looks to be, I don't know, it almost looks like a number plate around, but it can't be. Well, look at the instructions. We've got a front grille, some other parts and what have you. But yeah, the P looks pretty, Gizmo bright light. Yeah, the P looks quite good. Sitting nice how they touch. That honeycomb grille is really, really nice. So that's going to look pretty cool. So some not bad extras there. In the kit, let's look at this chrome sprue, see how we're doing. Okay. It's not bad. But you can see the difference, can't you? You can see it there. Right there. There's a massive tonal difference. So it is going to have to be stripped. What a real shame that is. This is what really annoys me about some of these kit manufacturers, that they do this rather than just, you know, thinking out properly and do the parts properly. Now they force you to do all this, and yeah, that's a real shame because that is actually really nice chrome. But hey, it is what it is. We'll deal with it when we have to. We have some mesh. Your standard kind of Tamiya mesh that you get with most Tamiya car and armour kits. We've got some fabric cloth. And we have got decals. Now, decals are made by Zanchetti, which I believe, I might be wrong, is one of the companies that does the decals for Revel. It's a similar name, and I know they're Italian. These decals will be spot on. There's a lot of carrier film on that. Will we be using that one? No, we won't. But other than that, all the dials look good. I've zoomed out when it should be zoomed in, dummy. Decals, these will go down, no bother at all. They'll be really nice. Number plate, front and rear. Some warning data, warning plaques. The numbers, Alfa Romeo badge, and some nice instruments as well. So, yeah, play a musical tune on those. And away you go. So, yeah, those decals will be good. I'll put kind of money on that they'll be decent. So, we've got that, and this cloth, which is got to be the straps for the spare wheel. And the engine cover as well. Right then, straight into the instructions. One built car. There's the strap, so it is that stuff. I was right. How pretty is that thing? Now, colour on this. What colour am I going to do mine? That colour's beautiful. It's an Alfa Romeo classic colour. Will I go that colour? I don't know. I really don't know. We're going to have to play it by ear. I just realised that those brittle plastic bits we were looking at earlier that I said you need to be careful of are actually the buckles for the engine base strap that actually work. So you know they're going to break in a heartbeat, don't you? Anyway, right, so we've got a nice fancy colour cover, and then we're straight back into typical looking Italeri instructions with some information on the car. Apparently got to be 14. Is that 14 people? I'll have to get some more people to help me with this then. And apparently you've got to be able to fly, according to that. That's quite interesting. Part layout, so there we go. Please use this wrench for nut number 1. So you use that wrench for these nuts. Okay. And there's a warning there on the engine covers. Don't cut the pin, because I saw that in there. Remove chrome paint where parts will be glued together. Yeah, we'll be doing that, thank you, because we're going to remove all of it, because you've ruined it all. There's our leather belt, and there's all the dimensions, true to scale. So that'll be good fun to cut out. Copper wire now on there, the tyres, making a knot. Wow, I don't know how to make a knot. Let's have a look at that one. So you loop it through, loop it over, and pull it together. Well, I never knew that. See, you learn something new every day. I learned how to tie a knot. How amazing is that? And there we go. You got a nut dado, a screw vitae, and a metal bar de metallo, and silicon grey tube. I knew it was silicon. Told you, didn't I? And then a black tube, which must be rubber. And I did say that. I knew that was silicon. Then suggested colours, which are going to be Iteleri's colours, which is fair enough. And the Italeri paints, from what I remember, isn't too bad. Their range of acrylics that they brought out in the taller bottles wasn't too bad. So, wow, okay, so you've got lots of drill points to do, a few parts to put on. Most of the suspension components are glued together. Sorry, screwed together. Did I say glued? Will they move? Yeah, they're not going to move, are they? Got locking nuts. So the instructions are quite clear. Some of this is quite complex, so you got to make sure you get all the right parts in the right order, and then pop a screw through, because you're building that thing there, part of the suspension. Same on the other side, and then what the hell is this? Is this that? No? Is this something else? Okay. B or D? What? Why are we doing B or D? What's going on there? Okay, that's very strange. We're going to have to have a look at that one. Rear suspension, the rear differential. Again, all the parts screwed together. And the screw onto the chassis as well. The rear brake drums. Surprise, surprise. Screw in place too. Instructions don't look too bad, to be fair. Yeah, they don't look bad. They're quite clear, well drawn out. Everything looks to be pretty straightforward on assembly. Got some parts that need filling and sanding there. We've got the engine covers, about the tubing. Assuming it gives us there you go, a length for the tubing. So the silicon grey tube for the HT leads. And then from the distributor. Okay, they're not bad instructions, to be fair. Build up looks pretty, not quite, I was going to say simple. It's not simple because it's a big kit, but it looks fairly straightforward with nothing too confusing along the way. Yeah, we've got more silicon tubing, more of it underneath. There's quite a lot of the silicon tubing used, I'll give it that. And then the black tube in there, so it's got all the instruments, have a feed for the wiring, I suppose, or the vacuum pipes, wherever they are. And they've all got a home in the engine bay as well, which is quite a nice little touch as well. Lots of screws to hold things down. So a lot of this is going to be screwed. That is the exhaust. I knew it was the exhaust. The big long piece we saw before, didn't know what it was. Ah, that piece of loose PE is a heat shield. Fair enough. Oh, we've got to make a knot. Copper wire. We've got to pay attention to that. I don't know how to tie knots. Does that come with Velcro? Okay, and the engine covers actually have metal bar to push through to make hinges. With two parts to screw on, glue on. My God, taking your life in your hands with that, aren't you? Okay. It's PE, the headlights, a fuel tank, steering wheel. Yeah. Do you know what? The instructions aren't bad. I'm quite impressed by those. You've got the belt there to go over to hold the engine bay shut. There's your nut there for if you want a nut. Tighten your nut, sorry. And then final assembly, getting the fenders on, the wheel arches, whatever you want to call them. Use the nut wrench again. We've got more PE for the window mounts, and then assembling the spare wheel strap as well. Those little plastic things, it might be PE. They are PE. I can see them there. You can use either or, plastic or PE. Excellent, well done, Italeri. That'll make life a bit easier. Because I think the plastic will last about 2 minutes. And then you've got optional number plate for the rear, front, decals, and then there is the built-up kit, which I have to say, although the engine's not really been washed or weathered, and that doesn't look like the same chrome that's in the kit at all. Yeah, it's a basic kit because it's a basic car, considering the age of it. But I think it's going to build up quite well. I'll have to find some real pictures of the real car and see the kind of actual level of detail in the real engine bay, see if we can add anything to it. But overall, that doesn't look like a bad kit at all. It's a kit I've wanted for a while, and I think for the £130 I paid, I kind of think it's worth every bit of money. Whether it's going to build up well, I don't know. We're going to find out at some point on the channel. Not sure when, but it's definitely a kit I look forward to getting, and I'm happy to have in the stash now. Right then, so thoughts. Right. Now, like I said through the review, the red plastic thing, I think sometimes red plastic can look a bit cheap because of the nature of the colour. Like I say, I've got one kit in the same scale, same manufacturer, of kind of the same cars, definitely with some parts that they share from the same kit. One's moulded in red, one's moulded in white, and the red one looks cheaper than the white one. Definitely does. So I think sometimes the red plastic can make it look a bit cheaper than it actually is. Once it's prepped and primed, I think it's going to be just fine. Obviously, it's a cheaper kit. It's not a Tamiya kit or a high-end model factory heroes, so some of the quality is not going to be up there with those. And you can see it in the plastic. The plastic quality isn't the best, and you're probably going to break some of those thinner parts along the way because they are going to be quite brittle and they are going to snap. So as long as you go into this knowing that it's a cheaper kit, because £120, £140 for a big 12 scale kit is cheap, I think you won't go wrong. It's going to take a bit of work. It's going to take a bit of fettling to get parts to fit. But looking at it and looking at previous builds online, it doesn't actually look that bad. I think it's going to go together quite well. Like I said, I don't think we'll do the red. I think that's a bit stereotypical. Me being me, I think we'll go for a bit of a different colour. But I need to research into them and see is any added detail we can add to the engine, to the interior, what colours were they done in? Were they just done in that red, which I think is quite typical for the time period they were built? Or can we do it in a different colour? But we will definitely build it. It'll be a video build at some point on the channel. I have no idea when, because I've got a list as long as the world of stuff I want to build and not enough time. But I'm sure we'll see it at some point on the channel. But it was a review I was eager to get done. So there we go. If you've got the kit, I'd look through, let me know your thoughts. If you've built the kit, let me know if you came across any problems or if you added any extra detail to it. Wherever your views are, please let me know in the comments down below. I do read all the comments. I might not reply to you all, but I do read and appreciate every single comment left by you all. So yeah. There we go then. That's it. If you want to help support the channel and future reviews and video builds, there's a Patreon link in the description down below. And there's also a PayPal me link in there as well. Make sure you check out International Scale Model Facebook page and forum, umpretail.com, my Paul ISM modelling page, and the Live the Bench page, and the Off Air Hangout group as well. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.